Mission timer initialized.
Yes, sir. At once.
Our base is under attack.
Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Prepare.
Report very well. Of course. Affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Agreed. Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Preparing. Preparing. Training.
Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Training.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Training.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting.
Training.
Ready and waiting. Very well.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Affirmative.
20 minutes remaining.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Our base is
Affirmative.
under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. At one.
Unit lost.
At one. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
prepared.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Preparing. Unit
Affirmative.
prepared. Training.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training. Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Base
Affirmative.
is under attack.
Yes, sir. At once. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Prepare.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. At once.
Prepare. Prepare.
Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course.
Base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged at once.
Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Of course.
Repairing.
Reporting. Yes, sir.
Unit
Of course.
lost.
Affirmative. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Mission loaded.
Yes, sir.
Base is under attack.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
10 minutes remaining. Repairing. Unit repaired.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Training.
Vehicle reporting.
Our base is under
Acknowledged.
attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out.
Our base is under attack.
Moving out.
Awaiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Medic report. Affirmative. Moving out. Reporting. Affirmative. Medic report. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out.
Everything scorched earth. Give him help. Give him help.
Moving out.
I'm afraid the effects are quite permanent.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Moving out.
Warning, 5 minutes remaining.
Moving out. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Warning, 4 minutes remaining. Structure sold.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Warning,
Acknowledged.
3 minutes remaining.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting order.
lost.
Very well. At once. Very well. Agreed.
Our base is under attack. Warning, 2 minutes
No,
remaining.
affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Structure sold.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Structure sold. Warning, 1 minute remaining.
Awaiting orders. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. At once.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Structure sold.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Be affirmative. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes,
Base
sir.
is under attack.
Affirmative.
Structure sold.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction options. Allied reinforcements have arrived from the east. Building. Structure sold.
Reporting. Awaiting orders. Medic reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Very well. Ready and waiting. Agreed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. Agreed.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. At once.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Reporting.
funds.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative. Medic reporting. Moving out.
Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Construction options. Building.
Waiting orders. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Very well. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Awaiting orders. At once. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Repairing. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Insufficient
Awaiting
funds.
orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is under
Acknowledged.
attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Repairing. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. At once. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative.
Unit
Agreed.
ready.
Agreed.
Building.
Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. New construction
Yes, sir.
options.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative.
Base is
Acknowledged.
under attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting
lost.
order.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Our base
Affirmative.
is under attack.
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction options. Preparing.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Preparing.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
At once.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Our
Affirmative.
base is under
Reporting.
attack.
Affirmative.
Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Training. Construction complete. Repairing. Unit ready. Training. Building. Unit repaired.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Repairing. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Training. Insufficient funds.
Awaiting
Repair.
orders.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Construction complete. Unit prepared.
Affirmative.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Agreed.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds. Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is under
Acknowledged.
attack.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos needed. Unit lost. Our base is under
Acknowledged.
attack.
Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Training. Repairing. Repairing. Unit ready. Training.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training. Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Our base is under
Affirmative.
attack.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Repairing. Unit ready. Unit repaired. New construction options.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Repairing. Building. Unit repaired.
Yes, sir. Very well. Vehicle reportive.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Yeah, okay. Okay.
Insufficient funds.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Preparing.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Construction complete.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Base is under attack.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. 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 Okay.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Affirmative.
Insufficient funds. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Vehicle reported. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Repairing.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit repaired.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Reporting.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Is under attack.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reported.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Our base is under attack. Repairing.
Awaiting
Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting.
Unit lost. Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Vehicle. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Unit
Yes, sir.
prepared.
Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Insufficient
Vehicle
funds.
reporting. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit ready. Build. Insufficient funds. Insufficient funds.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Our base is
Yes,
under
sir.
attack.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Our base is under attack.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient.
Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Repairing.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes,
Training.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Training.
Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building. Repairing. Unit
Awaiting order.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Light
Acknowledged.
reinforcements
Affirmative.
have arrived from the west.
Acknowledged.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Training.
Vehicle report acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Insufficient
Acknowledged.
funds.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Howdy? Yes, sir. Sure thing, boss. I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I hear you.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting
Building.
order. Acknowledged.
Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes,
Training.
sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Vehicle report acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. 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 Vehicle Affirmative. Yes, sir? Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir? Acknowledged.
Vehicle. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
I hear you. I hear you. Door my yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hear you.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir?
Building.
Affirmative.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir?
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir? Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Building.
Yes, sir?
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Training. Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Reporting.
Silos needed.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Medic reporting. Moving out.
Silos needed. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost. Silos needed. Unit lost.
Vehicle reporting. Of course. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting.
Ready and waiting.
Building.
At once.
Unit lost.
Agreed. Of course,
Yes,
very
sir.
well. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Very well. Affirmative.
Mission accomplished.